Welcome to Terror in Tandem, a podcast about finding entertainment in the macabre, hosted by the knowledgeable and lovable Laura and Richard Mathiasen. Each episode, we discuss the horror genre, from books to film to TV and beyond. Sometimes, even from the beyond. You can find us at YouTube at Terror in Tandem, on Instagram at Terror in Tandem, and you know what? You'll always find our latest episode on our website, terrorintandem.com.
You absolutely shall and will.
And should.
And should, please.
And must, with your musty scent.
Since you can find us on the YouTube, just check it out. We are current on all of our episodes, and you should find our latest and greatest both on our website and on YouTube.
Helpfully broken down into what the kids are calling playlists.
Yeah, helpfully.
Well, welcome everybody, and of course we are talking about the wonderful month of May, which is coming up, which is now, which is happening, and now the sun is out, and the weather
The sun is out all the time now.
So wonderful.
It's so
The smells,
warm.
the sounds. Are you serious? It's like 60-something degrees.
No,
Lovely.
it's been in the 80s.
Oh.
I don't like it when
Kelvin.
temperatures jump up quickly.
Yeah, it has been a quite a fluctuation.
Yeah.
And,
It's been in the...
It's like an oscilloscope.
It's been in the low 80s. The sun is intense. We have no tree.
What are we getting from the Terror in
diffuse.
Tandem Doppler?
Yeah. And then the temperatures are going to plummet Wednesday through Thursday. And
We've
then
got
they're
a
going to go
terror
back
front
up
coming
for
in
rain.
From the Gulf of Tandem.
You know, you asked me and then you talked over it. So now no one knows what the weather's going to be.
Welcome to Weather Talk.
You could figure out where we are recording from by the weather.
Or maybe that's just what we want you to think.
Well, if you can figure out and you DM us, we'll send you a sticker. A Terror in Tandem sticker.
I mean, you will. I've got things to do.
But if you want to, guess where we are recording from. And nobody that knows where we're recording from, meaning you're not an insider.
I don't like where this is headed. I'm going back into the basement.
Please do.
So we're entering the month of May. I really love it. The flowers are going crazy. My allergies are responding in kind.
I think that's true for everybody. And
But
it's hot.
It's nice. It's lovely. I got a little pep in my step. And that doesn't mean, just because the sun is shining and the flowers are blooming, that you can't sit in a dark room and watch people, just horrible, horrible things happening to them on screen for fun. We're talking horror recommendations.
We are, but I want to talk more about how winter and fall is better weather.
Good
and
God.
Wearing sweaters and layers and tights, it's just a delight.
Listening
You can read
to-
more. You know, does anybody want to read a book on a sweaty, sticky chest?
I think
The answer is no.
I think there's a $20 surcharge for a thing like that.
That's why the library puts that plastic film on all their books.
Oh yeah, chest protection for how we all read our books atop the chests of others.
On top of this, why can't it be your own sweaty, sticky chest? I didn't mean other people's.
Chest boy, rise! I can no longer see the text.
Oh, you don't have somebody straddling you while you lean a book up against them in bed?
How I position my chest boy is none of your concern.
This is
That's what the harness is for.
PSA from the Terror in Tandem PR team. We do not condone nor endorse using a chest boy.
One of us doesn't. So,
yeah, we're going to do some May recommendations. What's coming up in May besides more sunny and hot weather?
And judging if you're listening to context clues about how one of us describes temperature, you can probably guess our relative age. So
that's not true. I think you should be able to guess our gender, but that's wrong because somebody is like a delicate little cold all the time person who isn't a girl.
Yeah. It's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so...
Oh, I need a light sweater. I always got to throw one over my shoulder like my yachting days.
Sounds like an amazing thing to have a sweater at all times. Do you want to go first?
Sure. I mean, did you want to talk about anything exciting else coming up in May?
You know.
Cinco de Mayo.
May Day.
May the 4th. Memorial Day.
Everything I'm excited about is on the list I'm about to go through. So
Okay,
no.
well,
Yeah.
that's it. I guess he's getting right down to business. So why don't you start?
Let's do it. Now, I'm going to start with probably, I would say, one of the more underhanded, well, I would say like subtle examples, some real like mumblecore allegory as horror. You know, for those of you who like a gentler touch, a more nuance. And, of course, I'm talking about Clown in a Cornfield.
Chess boy, if you will.
Yeah. Clown in a Cornfield, coming May 9th from director Eli Craig, who directed my beloved Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh,
so, honestly,
is this a comedy?
I'm not really sure.
Okay.
So it's based on a 2020 novel by Adam Cesare called Clown in a Cornfield. Now, I'm just going to read the description. Quinn and her father have just moved to the quiet town of Kettle Springs, hoping for a fresh start. Instead, she discovers a fractured community that has fallen on hard times after the treasured Bay Pen corn syrup factory burned down.
Sounds like an episode of Parks and Rec.
I know. Yeah. After Sweetums.
Yeah.
So as the locals bicker amongst themselves and tensions boil over, a sinister grinning figure emerges from the cornfields to cleanse the town of its burdens, one bloody victim at a time. Welcome to Kettle Springs. The real fun starts when Friendo the Clown comes out to play. So yeah, look, I watched the trailer and it actually looks pretty good. It's violent. Bloody slasher. The clown costume is pretty cool. It looks like a bunch of shitty teenagers getting murked by a clown in a cornfield, which, yeah, all right. That is as advertised. So it's got a bunch of people in it. Will Sasso and Kevin Durand are in it. I'm sure they make it to the end. Comes out May 9th in theaters. I love Eli Craig. He did Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, like I said, but he also did Little Evil, like movie with Adam Scott, where he like accidentally is raising the Antichrist. I don't know. I did not read the book. It's, I think, kind of a YA focused sort of deal, but the movie looks pretty gnarly. And as long as they keep the kills interesting and the goofiness exactly where it needs to be for a movie called Clown in a Cornfield, could be awesome. So,
amazing.
Coming out May 9th for all of you A24 cinephiles.
Awesome. Well, that sounds, like a fun time snack. Kettle corn. So what's interesting is I kind of have been pretty interested in this author. I've read a couple of his novels, and he's coming out with a new one. His name is Alex North, and his new novel is The Man Made of Smoke, and that comes out May 13th. He is the author of a book called The Whisper Man, which is going to be, I think, either a TV show or a series coming out on Netflix. Robert De Niro is going to be in it, Michelle Monaghan, Adam Scott, Michael Keaton.
Wow.
So it's got a pretty stacked cast. It was a very well received, it was on the New York Times bestseller list, and it was about an 8-year-old kid who was kidnapped and killed, and
Ooh.
I think it's going to be interesting. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about his new book.
Oh, you got me really interested in it.
It's called The Man Made of Smoke. So it's about Dan, who's traumatized from witnessing a terrible crime from his childhood. He barely survives an encounter with a notorious serial killer and leaves his town. And then as an adult, he becomes a criminal profiler who works to help child victims of violence. So he finds out his father dies suddenly, and it forces him to return to his childhood home and community, and he believes that the serial killer from his childhood returned. So I think it's going to be a good one. Alex North does not hold back. Violence against children is sometimes hard for people to read, even if you like horror.
Sometimes.
But
sometimes it's just a real shitty kid,
That's not endorsed by this podcast.
One of us.
But yeah, so I think that you could check that out. Again, if you want to check his other works out, The Whisper Man, he also wrote a book called The Shadows. And then he wrote one called, I think, Angel on Fire that just came out like a couple years ago. I don't know.
sounds
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
read that one.
Yeah. We just watched the movie where angels caught fire.
Yeah. But I did read The Whisper Man. I did read The Shadows, both really good. And now I'm going to read The Man Made of Smoke, coming out on May 13th.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. I'm going to do one more.
Okay.
And then coming up, I have a little bit of a cheat. They're both coming out on May 16th, so I figure why not just have a double feature here, people. I have 2 recommendations at once, and I'll try to get through them really quickly.
You don't have to.
It's fine.
You can take your time.
So the first one, they're 2 kind of, psychologically looking weird movies. Now, first one's coming from debut first-time director Dean Puckett, British film called The Severed Son. Now, it's starring...
S-O-N or S-E-N?
S-U-N. So Toby Stevens is in it playing a creepy preacher named the Pastor. Now, in the heart of an isolated religious community, the pastor delivers a fervent sermon to devoted congregations. But dark secrets fester in the depths of the forest. The pastor's daughter, Magpie, takes desperate action, ending the life of her abusive husband. Little does she know his murder will unleash a malevolent force, a mysterious beast with shimmering white eyes. So, yeah, it's... The trailer is pretty neat. It looks low budget, but folk horror, very weird and interesting, like really cool. Lots of cool imagery in there. It's like a little weird kind of Mennonite-looking community that's like ultra religious. Obviously, with names like The Pastor and Magpie, it's like one of those movies, kind of high concept.
Like a clown in a cornfield type movie.
I don't think so, but
it could have been.
So it seems like. Once this act is committed, that the faith of this, religious community is tested, that secrets start coming out, murder, there's definitely something weird in the woods. It's a great trailer, and it gave me a real, like, weird, Wicker Man folk horror in the woods kind of shit vibe. And I don't know what's going on with this community, if it's part of the greater world, if this is post-apocalyptic, if this is some period piece, and that ambiguity is part of why I find this interesting. So that's The Severed Son, coming out on May 16th. The other one I'm just going to mention is also coming out May 16th in theaters from director Trey Edward Schultz. It's Hurry Up Tomorrow. Now, this is the director of It Comes at Night, and it's starring Jenna Ortega, Abel Tesfaye, who is better known as The Weeknd, and Barry Keoghan. So in this movie, Hurry Up Tomorrow, Tesfaye plays a fictionalized version of himself who is
always creeping on those young ingenues.
Does like that. So he did co-write this movie. So
yeah.
He plays a fictionalized version of himself, and an artist who is struggling with insomnia and starting to unravel. He meets an enigmatic woman played by Jenna Ortega, who takes him down a weird, trippy, psychedelic, kind of hellish journey where he falls apart and loses his mind. And it's one of those movies of like, is this real? Is this happening? But all through, the distorted reality of a musician who can't sleep.
It kind of looks like an extended version of like a Weekend video series.
Yes.
You know how he kind of takes on different personas for a certain album. This sort of looks like that.
Well, this is a companion film to his upcoming album, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Well, there you go.
So it's, it's a whole concept thing, but the involvement of Trey Edward Schultz, I do like The Weeknd, honestly.
So do I.
I like his music.
He's still, a little.
He's an interesting dude, and I like that he kind of, does this sort of like embodiment and concept albums that he seems to live for a time. When he was like walking around with a busted up nose for a while, that was weird. But yeah, listen, I love me a genuine weirdo, and he appears to be one. So I really like the trailer. I am definitely drawn to movies about, a frazzled psyche that is unraveling, and then you meet a weird stranger who takes you on like a sort of like a Dante's Inferno type hell journey.
The visuals are going to be good. The music is going to be good.
Absolutely.
And
it looks like a really stylish movie. I think Keoghan, Ortega, and Tesfaye are the only 3 people really in this movie. So it's, a pretty contained piece. I don't know. High concept could be great. Could be really, really interesting. Or it could be just a misfire by a bunch of like famous people who are friends with each other.
I don't know. I think it looks fun.
I think it looks really good.
Yeah.
So that's also coming out May 16th. So why
It's
not
a
watch...
vibe for sure.
Why
It's a
not-
movie that's a vibe.
Agreed. Like the movie Vibe. So it's, why not check out on May 16th? Hurry up tomorrow. And then some British folk horror with The Severed Son.
Do you remember when we watched when we were younger and the movie Go came out?
I did.
That was a vibe. And that
movie
was
ruled.
really fun.
Doug Liman.
Yeah.
That movie was awesome. Starring
Katie Holmes.
Suri Cruz's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey Potter.
Good for her.
I don't want to wait to take this break.
Yeah. You finally decided to leave the office and make some time for that adventure you've always dreamed about. But what happens if you miss the boat for that guided tour down the Amazon? Or if the only guides through the haunted Aztec ruins are too expensive? Well, there's always a seat for you at Off-Brand Adventure Tours, where every adventure is an adventure of its own. And by that I mean your chances of survival are almost zero. At Off-Brand Adventure Tours, our untrained death magnets will guide you part of the way through dangerous locales before disappearing entirely or getting eaten in front of you. Then, you and your traumatized group of weekend warriors get to spend the rest of your time getting to know the digestive systems of the local fauna. Fun. No location is too taboo, too cursed by ancient gods, or too full of anacondas for off-brand adventure tours. Worried about money? We'll talk rates when you totally get back safe with all of your limbs and loved ones. You can't afford the best or the rest, so let's just skip the bullshit and get on the boat already. Come find out if there really are snakes out here this big at Off-Brand Adventure Tours, where you absolutely get what you pay for. This is a fake ad for a fake service on a horror-themed podcast. We do not condone nor endorse utilizing the services of a sketchy riverboat guide with a culturally insensitive accent. And in the end, I didn't make you.
And
Wait for this break.
speaking of Suri Cruz,
Which we were.
another May movie is coming out. Not a horror, maybe two.
I knew you were going to find a way to put this in.
Is the last installment of Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Mission Impossible 23. Dead Reckoning Part 2, Chapter 1, The Book of Dead.
That's not true, but it looks like it has more water involved
Look,
than normal.
It looks fucking great.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it. I was like, what? When does it come out?
I
May
was so
23rd.
happy when
what
they
do we have
brought
going on that weekend? Nothing.
Kittredge back in the last movie, who hasn't been in it since the first one. My dad took my brother and I to see the first one when it came out, and I loved it so much. Jean Reno in it, like, it's so awesome. They're all great, and I'm definitely for watching a 60-year-old Scientologist strap himself to the wing of an airplane and go nuts. That's fine.
That's only
Do it.
his
It's entertainment, man.
That's only his biological age.
Right. His thetans are much younger.
But yeah, it's gonna be great. It's the Memorial Day weekend that it opens up.
Sure.
So can't wait to see it. Anyway, that's not a horror. Only to
His insurance company.
yeah, right. So my next recommendation, and the one that I'm probably most excited about, and I know a lot of people, maybe you don't like Stephen King. Maybe you do. And maybe you don't like his detective spin, or you don't like Holly Gibney as a character.
And maybe you have terrible tastes and you don't enjoy good things.
I guess I don't quite understand why you don't like Holly Gibney.
She's a great character.
She's a great character, and it's very rare that Stephen King has had such a continuity of a character that's been as complicated and interesting as Holly Gibney.
She's been in like as many books as Roland Deschain at this point.
Yeah. But that's very specific. That's all one universe. I mean, not that.
No, I know. I know
You
what
know
you
what
mean.
I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going to talk about the new book by Stephen King called Never Flinch, which comes out May 27th.
Never, ever. Because you'll get 2 for flinching.
So Stephen King said he wanted to write a book where Holly could be a bodyguard, which is a contrast to her stature and her character. And that's what made him want to do it even more. She's always afraid she's going to do something wrong, but her intelligence and bravery are her strengths. And even though she's like itching towards 60 years old, he put her in this book to be a bodyguard. So there's a couple of different storylines that intersect. So this is the continuation of the character Holly Gibney. She first appeared in the Mr. Mercedes trilogy, followed by The Outsider, the title story If It Bleeds, and most recently her own standalone book called Holly. And she's a private detective who can figure out the most sinister twists in the horror of the Kingiverse. So in this new novel, Holly works with Izzy Janes, which for those of you who are very close followers, she appeared in the final trilogy of the Mr. Mercedes books. So she asks Holly to help her because she gets an anonymous letter that comes in the form of a threat who says, I'm going to kill 13 innocents and 1 guilty in an act of retribution. And so Izzy brings Holly in to help her solve this. And on the same kind of plane, Holly is hired to be a bodyguard for a famous women's rights activist who is going out on tour, and she's being targeted, stalked, and sometimes her events have been violently disrupted. And she enlists Holly to kind of look out for her and keep her eyes open. So
Stephen King really got his fucking finger on the pulse, man.
He really does. He knows when to roll out these plot lines. He also said
writing about things that we're afraid of as they're happening to us. That's whew.
He also said that he rarely writes like a book like this, like a murder mystery type or something that is plot. He said, I hate writing plot. And for this, he really worked hard and wrote for plot. So it's interesting to me because I always thought he had a plot. But he said this one is very plot heavy.
I can't wait.
It promises to bring back some old characters, Barbara and Jerome. And if you're a fan of this mini detective universe that Stephen King's created, you know who those might be.
I do.
So, I can't wait. I've never, ever pre-ordered a book in my life, except if it's a friend's book or somebody I know whose book they wrote. But I pre-ordered this. So I get it,
Yay.
like a couple days after May 27th.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you. So I won't be reading this till June, but be sure to hear back for my hits and misses or maybe best of the year.
Maybe.
Never flinch.
Never, ever flinch. So yeah, I'm going to wrap things up with the big one. This is something that I'm really, 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 really looking forward to. And it is only the second film from these gentlemen. I am talking, of course, about the sophomore effort from Daniel and Michael Philip Howe, Bring Her Back. Yeah, coming out May 29th from A24, a good old A24. So now, might remember...
Talk to me.
Yeah, the Philip Howe brothers brought us Talk to Me, which was terrifying. Just
yes,
a real...
It was so great.
What a classic, no holds barred, just scary, good old fucking fashion horror movie. I loved it so much. And the trailer, even the teaser and the main trailer for Bring Her Back looks terrifying.
Yeah.
Really, really excited about this. Now, the Philip Howe brothers have talked about this as being sort of a spiritual successor to Talk to Me, but it's not related to it. It's just they definitely are still interested in exploring themes of loss, grief, and, what that does to people. That was a big part of Sophie's character in the first movie. Mm-hmm. So, and greatly informed some of her decisions, many of which were very, very poor decisions, but nevertheless very tragic. So anyway, this one has Sally Hawkins in it.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Paddington's mom.
Yeah, I know you like her. She's always does a good job being weird.
She's great. She loves fishmen. and bear people.
Yeah.
So Sally Hawkins is down with the furries, is what I'm saying, and the slimies.
Yeah.
So anyway, now in Bring Her Back, the synopsis is kind of sparse. Like they're keeping it a bit close to the chest. That I recommend watching the trailer. It doesn't give too much away, but it's really stylish and cool. So here's the official premise. Following the death of their mother, a brother and sister are introduced to their new sibling by their foster mother, only to learn that she has a terrifying secret. Now, based on context clues, looks like Sally Hawkins lost someone, and this weird new sibling of theirs, I think she did some magic to shove that kid in a weird body. So the trailer's about, this like weird red-eyed kid that she's like giving a bath to, and it's definitely something wrong with it, and it starts killing people and shit, and crazy stuff happens. So excited to see Sally Hawkins in a full-on horror movie. I don't know that she's ever done that. I mean, she worked with Guillermo del Toro, but Shape of Water was not a horror movie. It's a little tough to talk about because there is not a lot of information out there. Although I will say that
trailer.
In the trailer, her character does say the line, "Some people believe the spirit stays in the body for months after death. We can bring her back." So
it doesn't.
Yeah.
But in this horror film of fiction, it does.
Well, now the Philippow brothers are from South Australia, from a town you might know as Adelaide. Shout out to Adelaide.
Yeah. Hey, Adelaide.
G'day, mate.
Razor blades.
How you going? Yeah, they used to have a YouTube channel. I mean, they probably still do, called Raka Raka. That's how they came up. But they went back to Adelaide to film this. Always a wonderful thing to see familiar, places. I've never been, but I have seen lots and lots of pictures from people I know and love who live there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Big spiders.
I am very, very excited to see this. I know that the information I've given you is sparse, but that's basically all that's out there. And I would recommend just watch this movie. Talk to Me was such a bold and incredibly refreshing debut that, I mean, just knowing these guys have another movie coming out is enough to get me into the theater. But the trailer was legit very, very cool and really looks like another genuinely scary movie. Like, I've seen a lot of movies lately that are uncomfortable or dread-inducing or, thought-provoking, but the Philippow brothers with Talk to Me and looks like this are making movies that are scary.
Yeah.
Like, really make you want to turn the lights on.
Excellent.
That kind of thing. Yeah, love it.
Awesome.
It's going to be a great month. Well,
my last one is an oldie, and that's all I'll say about it. It's Final Destination Bloodlines.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say a little bit more.
Coming out May 16th.
We're very, very excited about this movie. Much like the Philippow brothers movie, no idea what it's about.
I don't think we're as excited about the Philippow brothers film, but it's directed by Zach Litvotski and Adam Spiestein.
They got Litvotski and Spiestein?
But what I heard was when they had a Zoom meeting with the executives, they pulled off a pretty elaborate death prank, which the studio was so impressed by. And they were like, yeah, you guys can direct this movie.
Hey, man, respect.
And I put lots of writers, which I don't know any of them. And then it's starring Tony Todd. I mean.
Oh, R.I.P. King. I think this might be his last on
screen. I think so, too.
Yeah.
It looks like he was.
Yeah. Might have been a little ill.
Breck Basinger.
Wow.
Which I don't know if it's any relation. It sounds like something that Kim Basinger and Alec Baldwin would name a kid. Breck. And April Tellick. And it's about a teen that's having nightmares about a tower collapsing over 60 years ago and realizes these are visions from her grandmother, who is the one that saved the group of people from the tower collapse in the 60s. And it's a Final Destination movie. Death is the biggest role.
You get the Rube Goldberg.
It's the 6th Final Destination film. There probably will be a lot of callbacks, I would imagine. Some legacy characters maybe will pop up. Will some of the survivors from the original films pop up. I don't know.
Someone going to show up and say, you've reached your final destination.
Boo, boo. That was from an airplane.
I know. It was good. I actually, listen, I watched the trailer with you, and I've only ever seen the first Final Destination movie, but this trailer looks like it's expanding the mythology of it.
It's just going to be ridiculous brushes with death and then ridiculous death scenes of the most convoluted nature, which is what Final Destination is all about.
No, even in the trailer, they set one up that like it's a really long so setup
great.
With a lot of red herrings. And then when it finally kicks off, it's like this cascade of gruesome death. It's, it's good shit.
So it's going to be like really stylized, lots of like close calls, but then glass going in somebody's eyeball.
Okay, here, I'm gonna make a prediction.
Yes,
someone's gonna get their head chopped off so quickly that it takes them a second, like, for their face to notice that they're dead, and the head doesn't move. But then, like, after a few seconds, you see some blood going down their neck, and then it slides off.
I'll predict one more further, that all happens, but then the body falls down.
Oh, and the head stays where it is
for a second.
Nice. For a second, like Wile E. Coyote jumping off a cliff?
0.10 seconds.
So it just hangs there in the air and goes...
No, but the body falls first. I'm going to predict that there is definitely some eyeball, some sharp something through an eyeball.
They do, or a close-up shot of a needle getting really, really close to an eyeball.
It's going to be something eyeball related.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like fun and
sure.
stupid. And I think, these are, when they're not overly misogynistic and ridiculous, like TNA movies, like the fourth one, I think it was, or the fifth one. Let's
just say some of these movies came out during the extreme 2000s.
There's a couple that you can just skip.
Yeah.
The first one, definitely watch. Yeah. I can't recommend it enough.
First one's great.
And then hopefully this one will be great and fun. We don't know. That's why it's a recommendation.
Yeah.
And not an insistence.
Just know that this one for sure is going to be the final destination. Definitely for sure. They're done.
If this does well, there will be another one.
Done. They have realized, you know what, folks? There's just no more story to tell.
Just a quick note back to the Whisper Man. When they released the cast list, they said Adam Scott from Severance and Big Little Lies. I'm like, why not Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
And Michael Keaton from Birdman and Worth. Like, that's it.
That's weird.
Those are weird mentions.
Yeah.
Hamish Linklater is also in it.
That dude is awesome.
He is.
From Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
But yeah, Michael Keaton was Batman. He even was very clear about that when he said,
and Mr.
I'm Batman.
Mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of things. They could have picked anything.
I mean, Birdman for sure. That's good.
Robert De Niro got 6 mentions. I'll read them. Irishman, Goodfellas, Raging Bull, Heat, Killers of the Flower Moon, and many, many more. I feel like Michael Keaton could have also gotten a list like that. He could have gotten
at least one many. Like many.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
It should have been like, it's Michael Keaton, you fucking idiot.
This has been the airing of the grievances portion of Terror in Tandem.
It's just sometimes these releases are written by... Robert De Niro's publicist.
The temperature has risen above 61 degrees Fahrenheit, so one of us is real cranky.
No. Somebody just had their first meal of the day and is barely cogent. And that is not me. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Take a gander at some of the recommendations
Lots of
that we
stuff
have.
to do.
Lots of stuff to do.
But also go outside. That's important.
We're still in the kind of... tough zone of the horror world,
Oh, the tough zone. I know.
But things will get even more packed.
Yeah, absolutely. As the summer burns like the fires of hell.
And catch up on some of the old recommendations we have.
Crusty.
They're posted on Instagram, and you can find us always on where you listen to podcasts.
No, like legit. Go to the Instagram though, because it's really good. It's cool.
It's okay.
I like what you do.
Yeah, it's fine.
I like your work.
Don't look too closely. It's just fine. It says the monthlies, so you can go back and check.
Here's my card.
Bye, everyone.
Terror in Tandem is written, produced, and recorded by Laura and Richard Mathiasen, and edited and mixed by Richard Mathiasen. Our theme was written and performed by Carrie Denver, and all other music was written and performed by David Suspanic. All opinions expressed on this podcast are our own and should be taken as such. Thanks for listening, and please remember to give us a like, a review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time. We're standing right behind you.